We're back to round 9 in Australia, and it is raining. Akari on pole from Sebo Campo, then it's Anna Babness and his teammate Ravo. Lawless Leclerc starts 5th, the only man yet to score any points, and it's David Camino, Marcus Nelson and Daniel Baltasaro. Iworld starts 9th with UK Ball alongside, then it's Staff Sanchez, Pastor Maldonado, and Leo starts 13th. Yuki Suo is 14th from Salos Kynes and Theodore Schumacher, then it's Jaco Tigranes, MF1 World, T Gabo, Bob, Vashitan Tan, and Neil Rez. We're back down under then with the 2 championship contenders on the front row with the 2 hyperdrives right behind them. All 5 lights go on. And we are racing down under, and Akari gets off to a super start there. Ocampo getting a very poor the first phase of the launch, and Iron Babness might actually be able to come at him around the outside, coming through the first chicane. Babness is ahead of Sebastian Ocampo. Ravo's dropped to 5th with Lawless Leclerc getting ahead there 3 wide, going into turn number 4, and they've collided! The 2 championship contenders have collided! Sebastian Ocampo is facing the wrong direction! UK Ball with a time penalty, and can Ocampo get his car facing the right direction? Yes, he can, but the 2 title contenders collided at turn 3. And that has put Akari leading the Prix 1.6 seconds ahead of Iron Babness. Ocampo, your championship leader, who came into this race 50 points ahead of Akari, is now down in 22nd, needing to make another stop with a 5-second time penalty. It is day over for the DS Andretti driver before the day has truly begun. Marcus Nelson now finding himself up in 6th position, and he's got Daniel Baltasaro right behind him as they come through the final sector. But my oh my, we're just lucky that no one retired in that opening lap. It's Akari from Babness from Leclerc looking to try and score his first points of the season. And what better to do it with than with a podium for the British number 16 car. And Ocampo has made his way into the pits. He started on pole, and he's now down in 22nd position. Fastest first sector going to Akari. And you have to feel for the Philippine driver. This country has been on the podium at least once every single race with at least one of their drivers. And the championship leader, Sebastian Ocampo, this is not going to be his day. He needs a massive strategy boost here. Fastest sector going to Marcus Nelson. He's currently in 6th position, and he's fighting David Camino for 5th. They're going side by side. Kynes with a time penalty. He's currently in 17th position. Camino holding on to his position, as so many drivers in this middle of the pack are going through. Yuki Suo currently in 18th, colliding with the Jaguar of Salos Kynes, who sends it back down the inside on the Japanese number 19 car. They go side by side still on lap 3 of 14. Milrez, who in that chaos found himself back up into the points from 22nd on the grid. He's up into 10th currently with the fastest lap. He's closing in on UK Ball to try and take 9th away from him. He's got a time penalty. Marcus Nelson up into 5th position, but he's fighting with David Camino. They're going to try and go 3 wide coming into this upcoming turn here. They're currently 2 wide further back. The definite push is from other drivers to try and get much closer together. It's absolutely anyone's for 5th and below. Sadly, for the race lead, thanks to Sebastian Ocampo's antics out front, the race for the lead is basically done. That's what happened at Baku. Okay. Yeah, I'm also watching the coverage of the F1 currently, as down the inside goes Leo up into 11th position. The 2 Braun cars now, actually 9th and 10th. Milrez found his way up into 7th there. 10 laps to go here in Melbourne, Australia, and the fastest man all season, well, he was ambitious on lap 1. He tried to make the move, and they just bottlenecked, really. There was no real place for the number 1 car to go. He couldn't really thread the needle effectively. There was going to be contact, because 3 wide into that turn never really works. But 2 wide coming up into this next turn might work. From 22nd on the grid to 5th on lap 4, Milrez in that Renault Edam car. He's been in a rocket ship today. It's been absolutely amazing to see. And Hyperdrive Racing today, they're probably going to gain quite a bit from this. UK ball with the time penalty, and carnage there. That's Camino, and that is Marcus Nelson. Bob has been hit as well. We've had a massive incident there. UK ball been given a time penalty for hitting his own teammate, and I believe Marcus Nelson probably has a puncture. Yeah, he does. Nelson with a rear tyre puncture. Yellows in the 2nd and 3rd sectors. As Collins now, he's out. Virtual safety car, and yeah, Marcus Nelson with a puncture, and Sebastian Ocampo with a time penalty for hitting in the back of MF1 World, we believe, or maybe it was just a retired Solos County hit. He's still in this race, thankfully. He could have been out, but Nelson, virtual safety car is ending. It was a full course yellow. We go back racing then. And Nelson is possibly going to be in trouble here. Camino comes into the pit, and I think he's going to be able to come into the pit fine. Into the pit comes the number 13 car, and 13 is just not his lucky number today, nor is 9. And Ocampo is going to be able to gain some positions here. He's going to be in 19, possibly. He's not close enough to be in the points by any stretch of the imagination, as Tiguana's getting past iWorld there. But yeah, I don't really have too much hope for Sebastian Ocampo today, with a potential comeback drive in the works. Tiguana sitting across the 2nd sector of anyone. It is still Akari from Babness, from Leclerc and Rebo, with Babness currently trying to close in on the man who would now be 25 points off the championship leader due to Ocampo scoring no points, and Akari currently leading the way. 8 laps to go, and checking your radar then, there is a chance that it does dry up. If it does get dry, and we are under green, Babness could try, and Babness and Hyperdrive Racing could try and get a faster pit stop than the boys at Pinnacle. But this gap could possibly also favor Akari. Leclerc's currently in a little bit of no man's land alongside Revo. They're currently 3rd and 4th. As UK ball trying to get past Daniel Bogdasarov. He's so close, and he gets a track limits warning to boot with that. But Bogdasarov, the French driver, who is currently, according to himself, holding back Andretti in the championship, he's holding back the UK ball quite well for that 7th position. Lap 7 of 14, half a race distance, and Milrez, he's flying out there. He set another fastest lap. It's a 107.3 for the Renault Edam car. UK ball, he's doing his best to close in on Bogdasarov, but he's just not close enough to make any sort of inroads yet. He is right on the back of that Andretti car. My throat went away from me this morning, but I'm still going to be able to commentate over the rest of this exciting race here in Melbourne, which started with the 2 championship leaders on the front row, and it is now the 2 championship leaders technically sandwiching the grid, with the exception of Marcus Nelson currently in 21st. And Nelson is actually being caught by Akari. He could be lapped in this race unless the rain clears. The radar is saying that the rain will clear, but it's not saying if it will clear before the race ends. We're on to lap 8 of 14, 6 laps to go, and the clock is now ticking for Ryan Babness to even try and close up to the back of Akari. Tiguana with a track limits warning, fighting very closely with Pastor Maldonado over the last points paying position. In 10th, down the inside goes Maldonado, and up into 10th goes the Jaguar car. Jaguar trying to salvage as many points from the C3 as possible due to Kynes being out of this race. iWorld currently in 12th position. He's still in this fight for 10th. Remember, he can still go for this fight. We actually do have a 3-way fight for position here. And Tiguana is trying to send it on Maldonado at the same place that took out Ocampo from race-winning contention. He's not close enough to even entangle with the Jaguar car, so he's going to have to hold on to 11th and defend from Angolia's is Iworld. And he's just really close to the back of the Lamborghini car. That Lamborghini Mako car, finally gold for this season. Marcus Nelson coming across the line now. One to lap at 9 of 14, 5 laps to go, but we are watching this fight for 10th place. There goes Jacque Tigranes to 10th position, still side by side with Castro Maldonado. Can he try and hold on to that 10th position? He's got the outside line though, so Maldonado does defend his position, and just make sure he can't get back at him. He pulls off some great acceleration coming through there. It's side by side, Iworld and Tigranes. Now Tigranes might even lose out on 11th here. He would be scoring points if he was 11th or 12th, but it would hurt a lot more if he gets passed by a rookie in a team that has fallen from grace. Mercedes EQ entering this race, 13 points and 11th in the World Constructors Championship, and also fielding the only man gets the starting points. Neil Rice currently closing in on Ravo, but here goes UK Ball getting past Daniel Bogdasarov up into 7th position, and as is on to lap 10 go the race leaders. This is going to be a very close fight for 7th, but he's just got the better acceleration. There goes Milras. Milras has the inside line coming into turn number 1. Milras to 4th position. The Swedish driver getting an amazing finish out of there, and into the pits comes the rest of the field. They're coming in for intermediate tyres. Inter's going on to Dav Sanchez's number 72 car, the now iconic 72. Leo comes into the pits as well. Akari and Babnitz out there fighting for the lead just about. To Clerk and Milras now. Milras might actually be able to get a podium out of this race. And Ocampo currently in 20th position, and he's not going to be able to benefit too much. He's going to stay 20th, if not gain 19th. Is anyone going for slick tyres? Are they going for slicks down at Andretti? But as you can see, a lot more of a shine coming off of those tyres, those wet tyres. But no, they are going on to Inters down at Andretti. So it is intermediate tyres going on as the race leaders peel into pit lane. Iron at Babnitz, we're going to ride on board with him. Up ahead there, that is Milras now going past the Pinnacle car's pit stop, and he's not close enough to be ahead. He is not ahead. Ocampo actually able to get himself up into 17th position. And Bessie-chan dropped to 20th. He had to double stack. They were likely double stacking at Braun and Skoda as well. It is definitely clearing up slightly, but I don't think it's enough to drive yet. There is still rain falling. And there goes Leclerc. Leclerc to P3. And that is Mercedes driver finally back in a podium position after Milras was able to jump him in the pits. 3 to go, and he's still there. The Swedish driver, can he try anything to get ahead of the Mercedes car? There's nowhere close enough to try and get back at him. The Renault car just didn't really look like he had the best acceleration coming through the rest of that second sector. So through the final sector they go through now, and I don't know if he's able to do too much of anything there. Leo currently no man's land in 9th position, and out in front there is Atari. He's got Marcus Nelson just a little bit ahead of him with 2 laps to go, as Babinet's up round about half a second off the back of Akari. So will this be Akari getting 25 points to cut Sebastian Ocampo's championship lead in half, or will this be Iron Babinett taking home Hyperdrive Racing's first win this season? Season 15 of the Formula E Monoposto Championship. Fastest sector going to Ocampo, currently in 16th position, getting ahead of T. Gabba, but they're still side by side. It's going to be a race coming through the final sector as Gabba holding on to 6th position, but they are so close out. But then Milras and Leclerc also fighting over 3rd position. But can Babinett close in enough to get ahead. Milrez and Leclerc fighting over third position. It's out of the race. It's got Milrez and Leclerc, both drivers fighting over third, out of this E3, and Rainbow's been hit as well. He's out of the E3 with those two drivers on lap 12. Three drivers out of the E3. Jab Sanchez inherits third position, but he has lost his front wing. He's going to have to come into the pits. We're on to the penultimate lap of this E3. It is Zakari from Fabness, from Sanchez. Bogdasarov might even be able to take fourth because he's coming down the straight there. That is Sanchez. Virtual safety car still out. It is ending, so Sanchez will not get any benefit if he was to come in. He does come in on this lap. And we're now watching Daniel Bogdasarov, who's coming through the main straight now. He's probably going to take P3 here. Does he take P3? Yes, he has. Third place for the French driver. Hugh Cable actually up into fourth as well. Sanchez, if he had just maneuvered his car just a little bit better, he could have actually held on to a podium position there. But my oh my, that was really messy from Leclerc and Milrez there. Fabulous holding on to second currently. He's trying to find a way back past Zakari on this penultimate lap of the Melbourne E3. And he's still just 0.5 of a second away from the Pinnacle car. That Pinnacle Formula E team, who came out of last season reinvigorated, coming into this season as true championship threat. And onto the final lap we go. It's still very much a battle for the lead between Akari and Fabness. It's coming through the first chicane, and they're still holding that gap of just under half a second. Ocampo currently 13th with the fastest first sector of anyone. And the race leaders now coming through that first sector. Marcus Nelson could actually pose a bit of a problem here. They are still yet to clear that Lamborghini Mako car. They go right around him, and Babness getting a track limits warning. And yeah, a good from Nelson to not fight over that position, but Babness now 0.3 off the back of Akari. This is where Akari out there leading. It's still just 0.3 of a second between the two cars. As we're coming through the final two turns, it's Babness' last chance to try and take anything from the Pinnacle car. Ocampo in your fastest lap, but it will be Akari who wins here in Melbourne from Iron Babness, who takes the fastest lap. Iwell with a track limits warning right at the end. Marcus Nelson does get classified as a lap down there, but well done, Daniel Bogdasarov getting himself surviving the E3 in third position. Cable will come home with a P4 finish. Look at Leo, he's been able to finish in fifth today. That Sanchez right behind him. That's going to help with his playoff ambitions come the season's end, or the end of the regular season. And UTCO currently closing in. And can he get ninth from Bobby? He can't. He's just not close enough to do it. So Maldonado coming across the line now, and I think he might be classified as ninth position. You see the rest of the grid come across the line. And this is the podium then. Akari just about taking home a race win over Iron Babness. Had there been one more lap, had it actually gone dry, the Babness could have gotten past the number 10 car. But Bogdasarov coming home with a shock third position there. Then it's Hugh Cable, Leo, Dash Sanchez, Jaco Tigranes, and Iwell, the top 8. Then it's Pastor Maldonado and Bob, the rest of the top 10. Just outside of that, you have Yuki Suo, Theodore Schumacher, T. Gabo, David Camino, MF1 Besichan 10, Sebo Campo 17. Then it's Marcus Nelson classified a lap down. The non-finishers were Carlos Leclerc, Ravo, Milrez, and Carlos Sainz. In the drivers' standings, Sebastian Ocampo currently leading this championship, but only by a race win over Akari. Then it's Dash Sanchez, Ravo, Cable, Yuki Suro, David Camino, and Leo, the top 8. Then it's Iron Fabness and Castro Maldonado for the top 10. The top 10 will be able to advance to the playoffs, remember. So you want to be scoring as many points as possible. Meanwhile, is currently 11th, 1 point ahead of Vashi Chantan, who is ahead of Daniel Bottasarab and Jackie Tijuanas, who are currently tied on points. In the Theodore Schumacher iWorld, 16th, Bob Solos-Kynes, Marcus Nelson, T. Gabo, MF1 World, and Wallace the Clock, who is still yet to score any points. In the constructors standings heading into the next round in Montreal, it is DS Andretti leading the way from the Pinnacle Formula E team by only just 4 points. Then it's Toyota Gazoo Racing with just another 13 points back. Then it's Braun Honda Grand Prix, 7 ahead of Hype and Drive Racing. Jaguar, 2 points ahead of Renault Edams. They're on 37 points. And it's Nissan Nismo, 1 point ahead of Lamborghini Mako. Skoda Volkswagen on 24 points. They're 5 points back from Lamborghini Mako. Then it is Mercedes Formula E team on 17 points. We'll see you guys next time then with the Montreal E Prix.